Big Food uses the American Heart Association to create fear around time-restricted eating. Follow me down this rabbit trail.
By now, you have seen undoubtedly the headlines reporting that intermittent fasting will increase your risk of dying from a heart attack by 91%, so almost double. Here is the headline that was issued by the American Heart Association on their media website. What's so important is that you'll notice I'm not sharing a research manuscript. It's because these are unpublished results. None of this is actually a published manuscript at all. This was from a report that was presented at a scientific meeting. In other words, none of this may actually end up getting published once it's gone through a formal peer review process. There could be so many confounding variables here. For example, this was based on data obtained over a 2-day questionnaire. And so they gave people a questionnaire of what did you eat? And they found that people who ate in an 8-hour or less eating window had this higher risk of dying from heart disease compared to people eating in a 12 to 16-hour eating window. And 16 hours is pretty crazy. But what if during those 2 days you happened to capture people who were working a 16-hour day or even more, and it only happened 1 or 2 of those days when this survey was actually conducted. So there are so many confounding variables that just mess up this kind of conclusion. And again, it's all correlational, which is to say it could be nothing more than a coincidence, and it likely is.
Now that was Dr. Ben Bikman, the leading insulin resistance expert in the world. You would think the American Heart Association has our best interests, but check out what I found when I did a little research on them. Look here, the American Heart Association is funded by Big Food, and even the American Diabetes Association is. And the American Heart Association puts their approval stamps on this cereal. So when you do a 16-8, you're usually doing it through breakfast. So the breakfast industry is getting the biggest hit on their profits. So I have 3 words for you. Follow the money.